Full time. Arsenal versus Atletico Bilbao. It's 3-0 for the club of Arsenal. And if at all you watched my match day live and match preview, you know to it that I really gave you my prediction. And I was like, if Odegaard starts with Gyokeres in there, Arsenal obviously win. And at the start of my match preview in the morning, I called in for a 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal. But when I obviously saw that the manager had obviously shifted from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1, where Odegaard plays close to the number 9, I was like, something special is obviously going to be happening. And I changed my prediction to a 3, hear me out, to a 3-0 for the club of Arsenal. And that's what Arsenal really went ahead to do today at the Emirates. In their final game of the preseason, Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously discipline the side of Atletico Bilbao by putting 3 goals past them. And let's see close to 400 likes much in this video because Viktor Gyokeres has been on target. I repeat it. Viktor Gyokeres has been on target. As I told you that today, let it rain or shine, Viktor Gyokeres is obviously going to be on target for the club of Arsenal because I knew to it that Odegaard or any other player was obviously going to find him out, and the boy has really shown how good he is. And in just two weeks at the club of Arsenal, the lad has shown huge potential that he can obviously score those goals. And the message he has gone ahead to send to everyone outside there is, don't joke with me. Give me those chances, I'll bury those balls at the back of the net. That is it from Viktor Gyokeres, who went ahead to obviously score his goal for Arsenal today. And the mask celebration was seen today for the very first time at the Emirates. So this game marked the end of the preseason for Arsenal, and he saw to it that most of the players that really came in through in the starting 11 played very many minutes, and few substitutions were made by the manager to see to it that this team obviously goes intact. And now you can know, or you can paint a picture of what team the manager will flaunt when they're obviously taking on the club known as Manchester United. Now, when you look at Arsenal, they opened up the score in the 34th minute through Viktor Gyokeres, as Zubimendi went ahead to lay into that teasing ball, and Gyokeres met it with his header and headed the ball in the back of the net. Then Bukayo Saka, 36th minute, Odegaard does a double pass, I think, with Martinelli. Then he releases Martinelli again. The goalkeeper comes in through Martinelli, passes the ball to the player known as Saka, and Saka was left with an empty net, and he laid that ball in the back of the net. Now, in the 82nd minute, you all know what happened. Kai Havertz went ahead to obviously sprint from the center half and obviously had close to 3 players around him, reached into the 18 box area, composed himself very well, and buried that ball into the back of the net. And obviously, if you are Kai Havertz, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. When a player like Viktor Gyokeres comes in through and obviously puts in a goal, you understand? All you have to do to obviously send a message to everyone who really supports Arsenal that you are also still there. You obviously do the needful and really score. You know, you came on through around the 70th minute, and you really showed the manager that I can obviously turn around a game, even though you don't really think that I can do it. But I tell you what, I've gone ahead to come off the bench and really did the needful in there for you. But let's first talk about Viktor Gyokeres in particular. The lad is special. The lad is special. To an extent that he had obviously created a chance for Riccardo Carafiori in the opening minutes of the game, but Riccardo Carafiori used his weak right foot and went ahead to obviously hit it wide. You understand? And for him as Gyokeres, I think this is a confidence booster, and I think he has gone ahead to silence everyone as the Premier League really comes to a start. And I think everyone is going to be like, that's the poacher they needed, that's the poacher they wanted, the club of Arsenal. And let no one lie to you that he's not the main guy they really needed. And that goal is really very special in there. And he also missed out onto what we call a brace. You know, when Madueke came in through and Martinelli was taken off, he went ahead to deliver a very beautiful cross, and guess what? He went ahead to head at the near post. That is Viktor Gyokeres, but he was denied by the frame of the goal, and the guy would have gone ahead to score 2 goals in his third appearance for the club of Arsenal. So Gyokeres is really more benefiting from Madueke than a Martinelli being here. That is it. I've gone ahead to see him really struggle a lot because Saka is not playing him in. Though at the start of the game, I saw Saka run towards the byline and obviously trying to put in a cutback, but it couldn't obviously find the player known as Viktor Gyokeres. And looks like Saka was also a little bit selfish, if at all you really saw him into that game. I think for that first chance he gets, instead of really trying to obviously put it past the goalkeeper, I think the best option would have gone ahead to obviously square that ball to Viktor Gyokeres, who had gone ahead to make a run towards the far post of the goal. And Saka was like, let me obviously be selfish and I'm going all in for it. I think that is it for a man known as Gyokeres. And he has gone ahead and obviously scored that beautiful goal. And all what Arsenal has to do is create chances for the lad. I tell you this, the more chances you create for Viktor Gyokeres, the more goals you're obviously going to get. Because today, you've gone ahead to see to it that 2 chances, one crossed the line and the other was denied by the foot of the goal post. You understand? So that is Viktor Gyokeres for you. And I think competition is obviously going to be huge. If Gyokeres starts and scores, Havertz comes off the bench and really scores, I tell you what, it's not going to be business as usual. It's obviously going to be a different set of things altogether at the club of Arsenal. So Arsenal is really doing all what they've gone ahead to do, and I think Arteta is really a happy man because this time around he has gone ahead to obviously go in for his ideal team. I've gone ahead to see Martin Zubimendi coming in through with that assist, and I was like, oh my, he has a lot to offer onto the field of play. And slowly by slowly, one game after the other, you'll come here and will let me know that Rokani knows the game of football. Zubimendi is better than Thomas Partey. With time, you will let me know. Everyone who was really craving for Thomas Partey, you will obviously know to it that the best player has arrived at Arsenal, and you will not even come out obviously even talk about Thomas Partey anymore. But there were other moments into that game that really excited people, you know. Declan Rice obviously trying to make those runs. I went ahead to see Julian Timber playing really well into that game of football, and Ricardo Carafiori starting ahead of Lewis Kelly. Does it mean that the manager of Arsenal is obviously going to be starting Ricardo Carafiori ahead of Lewis Kelly? Do you understand? Does it mean that way? But I really liked the possession. Arsenal really looked like they're a serious team now and they're ready to go. Now, for everyone who thinks that Arsenal is not obviously going to be one of the competitors of the league, then you have to obviously check what you are really saying, because the side of Arsenal is really ready. They are 100% ready to come in through and obviously cause havoc against any team that is obviously going to be facing them. And Man United is the first team to obviously fall into the way of Arsenal, and we're going to be discussing that in the next 2 minutes to come. But allow me to throw you into the match stats, because you need to know exactly what we went ahead to prevail at the Emirates, and then we'll talk about the penalties, and then we'll call it quits for today. 10 shots by Arsenal, 2 shots by Atletico Bilbao, 6 shots on target by Arsenal, 2 shots on target by the side of Atletico Bilbao. And it shows you how Arsenal have been really so much accurate. Out of the 4 shots, 6 were on target, and out of the 6, 3 have gone ahead to obviously cross the line. And I've already told you that if you really put half of the shots of the total shots on target, you know, you'll find that you'll obviously score half of those shots on target, and it has gone ahead to reveal itself. Arsenal had 10 shots at goal, 6 of those were on target, and half of the 6 that were on target have gone ahead to cross the line. That is the mathematics into this beautiful game. So if you know, just let this flowing, and the moment it flows and you create chances for Viktor Gyokeres or Kai Havertz trust me, it will be a done deal. Then 59% ball possession by Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal had the lion's share of the possession, and Athletic Club had 41%. 454 passes completed by Arsenal, 328 passes completed by Athletic Club. 89% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 82% passing accuracy by Athletic Club. 6 fouls by Arsenal, 12 fouls by Atletico Bilbao. 1 yellow card issued to either sides. No red cards issued to the sides that participated in this beautiful game of football at the Emirates. Then 2 offsides for Arsenal and 0 offsides for Athletic Club. 6 corners for the club of Arsenal and 0 for the club of Athletic Club. And today, I'm not going to hate to see Arsenal really score from a set piece, but one will say, Rokani, the first goal was as a result of a set piece, and I could agree with you 100% because that ball was delivered in by Declan Rice, brushed towards the out wide right, and then Saka ran into it and really found a Martin Zubimendi. And Martin Zubimendi never hesitated or took a second touch. He just directed that ball into the mixer, and it found one of the clinical and deadliest strikers in the world, known as Viktor Gyokeres, who went ahead to head it at the back of the net in the 34th minute to make it 1-0 for the club of Arsenal. So you can say to it that however much they got 6, maybe the first goal was a result of a set piece in there for you. So that's exactly how Arsenal really went ahead to look like at the Emirates. And Saliba really had a very beautiful game. I can talk about Gabriel Magalhaes into the mix. All players really had some beautiful games in there for you. And Saka, for your information, even went ahead to miss out on another goal in the second half, but he played 90 minutes. Now, as this is the Emirates Cup, you anticipate that penalties will obviously come the way. And guess who was the first bold man to obviously take a penalty? It was none other than, for Arsenal, it was Merino, and went ahead and really scored. And for Athletic Club, it was Guru Zeta who went ahead to score. Navarro came in through and scored. Then Kai Havertz stepped up and obviously also scored. Then Madueke came up. Remember, when they're playing against Villarreal, Madueke went ahead, obviously missed out with a penalty, but this time round came up and obviously scored 1. Then Serrano went ahead to score another one to make it 4 Atletico Bilbao and 3 Arsenal. Then Waneri went ahead to obviously miss, and even Sanadi went ahead to miss also. Then Saka went ahead to obviously score the 5th penalty, and it was 4-4 now. Now they went to first loser. Lekue went ahead to obviously score. Saliba also came up and obviously scored. Boyle came out and obviously missed. Then the man of the moment was Martin Zubimendi, who came up and obviously scored that beautiful goal in there for you. And Arsenal went ahead to obviously win the trophy today in there for you. But I liked Madueke, and for everyone who thinks that I really have something wrong, I really have a situation with Martinelli. You now know what Martinelli is all about. I really don't have any agenda. I really don't have any problems with him, but my problem is he's too selfish. On close to 3-4 occasions in that game, I saw a moment where he could obviously release Viktor Gyokeres, and he selfishly went ahead obviously try to shoot. That is my problem with him. And Gyokeres runs towards the byline, finds out a Ricardo Carafiori, and it's Carafiori to blame. But Martinelli, guys, I think that's why Arsenal really looking in for left forward, because they all know to it that if they have one, they'll obviously see to it that all goes on well as planned. So the side of Arsenal, is really looking good, and I think the only missing piece is that Jigsaw is Trossard playing off the left, and the day Trossard plays off the left and Gyokeres is leading the line, you'll understand exactly what I'm telling you. Or when Ebelechi Eze comes in through, or when Rodrigo comes in through, you'll 100% understand what I'm telling you about. This guy is that special and will obviously give you the best that you really deserve in there in that particular fixture. So all in all, the game of football has been played. It's done and dusted. Arsenal have gone ahead to win 3-0. And the team that Arsenal is going to be facing is Manchester United. And for Man United, they've been also playing a team from Italy. And that game ended 1-1. You know, penalties. United went ahead to win penalties. So Arsenal are really ahead of Man United. You know, apart from Manchester United being at Old Trafford, I don't really find any other reason of really saying that maybe United might obviously come out and really shock the club of Arsenal into that game. Unless otherwise, a lot of things really happen. Benjamin Sesko is in, and there is no way you can trust him to obviously come in through and obviously shine into that first game, you know. Though he has been having a very good preseason, you know, for those that are going to be following him up, but it's not confidence giving enough to obviously say that United will obviously come out and really bash the side of Arsenal. But the game being at Old Trafford, we'll obviously have to dissect it and see where this will obviously take us. You get? But I'll tell you this. Arsenal is at a different level, you know, and Arteta, starting off with Man United, will obviously test his patience, secondly his levels of obviously trying to win the trophy, and also collecting points instantly, because other teams that he's obviously going to be competing the league with are really not so much into that, you understand. So as it stands, the club of Manchester United is really in trouble for me. You know, however much really having good players, but they haven't gone ahead obviously get that connection like Arsenal has gone ahead to have. When you look at Arsenal, Nogard, Zubimendi, Gyokeres, Madueke even, he has played his second game, Mosquera is in there, Kepa. All these players have been integrated into the team, and at least they've obviously gotten minutes, and they've played for like a minimum of 2 games. And for United, Benjamin Sesko has just gone ahead not to play a single minute in that system. Mbeumo went ahead to play his second game today. So you can't obviously rely on such players in there. And I think it's Matthias Cunha who has obviously gone ahead obviously having some ample playing time, and a player known as Diego Leon. So I think Arteta was watching that game of Man United because it came in early, and then he really went to really manage his other game of Athletic Club. But obviously when you look at how things are really panning out, it sends a message that Arsenal is really a far much better side, because Athletic Club and Fiorentina are 2 different clubs altogether. But I think United not scoring in an open play really scares me a lot, you know, and their striker Gyokeres getting in that goal, you know, it's a confidence booster as they head into this game of Manchester United that is going to be played next Sunday. So I don't know what your thoughts are about, but good win for the club of Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal had gone ahead to lose 2 consecutive games in a row. After losing to Spurs, they went ahead to lose to Villarreal, and this time round Arteta has gone ahead obviously name his strongest 11, and the strongest 11 has gone ahead obviously show Athletic Club that please, we are different levels. We Arsenal, we are competing for the Premier League. We really got knocked out by PSG at the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, and there is no way you can obviously come at us. Nico Williams was not there. He was like a passenger, you know, he was like a pedestrian walking in the park, and he never really threatened any of those Arsenal players. And I don't remember any time where this guy came up and obviously put in a very big shift. Martin Odegaard trying to obviously be sharp, though sometimes I saw to that he was obviously trying to give out the ball recklessly, but obviously Odegaard is Odegaard. He really pulls out a moment of brilliancy anytime you win it, or sorry, you need it. So Arsenal 3, Atletico Bilbao 0. We call upon for your reactions into the comment section below, and I will be waiting to hear from you in the comment section. Long video of 20 minutes. I really had to bring it at 20 because this is obviously going to be premiering onto the Rokani Media Football. And then later we'll come up with the player ratings for every player and what we think and who do we think was the man of the match into this particular fixture. And you can as well go into the comment section and tell me who do you think your man of the match was. I'm out.